Israel. You are not in Palestine inside the hospital.
Most of the patients at Hadassah's two hospitals in Jerusalem aren't terror victims. They're simply people who need treatment. Some of the Arab patients come from nearby countries.
We have wealthy Arabs who are looking for the excellent treatment here at Hadassah. They don't want to be known.
The staff is also a mixture of Jews and Arabs. Dr. Bishr Abu Marzuka is a pediatric heart surgeon from the West Bank who came to Hadassah a year ago to work with Dr. Eli Milgalter, a Jew. They teamed up to make heart surgery available to Palestinian children who otherwise couldn't afford it. Anywhere else in the Middle East, their partnership would be virtually unthinkable.
From the first day, we didn't have to say one unnecessary word. We think alike and we act alike, and it's like we've been working together for 20 years.
You understand the rest of the world thinks that Arabs and Israelis are at each other's throats all the time.
Absolutely, but we are talking about medicine, not politics.
We work in a very harmonic way. I think that we have no difficulties.
Dr. Marzuka may have no difficulties working at Hadassah, but he does have difficulties getting to work. He lives on the West Bank in Palestinian territory, and he has to go through an Israeli army checkpoint to get to the hospital. That can take hours.
We all know what these roadblocks are like.
Exactly.
They can be terrible.
They can be terrible, yes, sometimes.
And you're not treated.
As it should be.
And here you are on your way to a hospital where you're a senior surgeon.
Exactly.
Together, they've operated on nearly 100 Palestinian kids.
Do you ever find yourself thinking, the two of us work together so naturally and spontaneously, what's wrong with everyone?
Every day. We're not politicians, but maybe the peace can start from just this little cooperations on a human basis, and we can go from there.
I think it's an illusion to believe that this will build a bridge to peace.
Dr. Arya Eldad headed Hadassah's burn unit until earlier this year, when he traded medicine for politics and got elected to the Israeli parliament.
I knew that the problem will not be solved by patching these patients, but by preventing the war.
He's a member of a right-wing party that wants to kick out 2 million Palestinians from the occupied territories. Yet he's not only treated Palestinians, he has saved the lives of Palestinian terrorists.
You were treating a terrorist who is in a very bad way. Did you give him the same kind of care you would have given an Israeli child who had equivalent wounds?
Everything. No difference whatsoever.
If you had encountered him in the street, how would you have treated him, knowing who he was?
I would shoot him to death. I would try to kill him. I'm carrying a gun with me.
So, if we want to really walk into the theater of the absurd, we can imagine you shooting a Palestinian militant in the streets of Jerusalem.
If he is a terrorist.
Okay. And then rushing to the hospital to treat him when he gets there.
Yes, I know the way, so I most probably be at the hospital before him.
The medical staff at Hadassah are asked to leave their politics at the door. But it's not so easy for the patients, especially victims of terror attacks like Arno Harenstein. He's been coming to Hadassah for over a year for physical therapy, ever since he was shot in his driveway by a Palestinian gunman.
So you're in the car,
I was in the car.
and he's shooting at you in the car.
Shooting me from 7 meters. He shot me at the first place 3 times.
While Arno lay bleeding in the car, the gunman shot and killed his wife, who had run out of the house when she heard the noise. Arno was taken by helicopter to the Hadassah Medical Center.
3 times my blood pressure was so down that I was dead, clinical death. Thanks to Hadassah, they succeeded to save my life.
He credits Hadassah with saving his life and giving his daughters their father back. He also credits the hospital with changing his attitude.
A year before, I will tell you, I think that kill all the Arabs. They are all animals.
Did you feel that a year ago?
Yeah, of course.
Kill all the Arabs.
Yes.
But that changed as he worked with Arab therapists and got to know Arab patients.
So then I began to talk, okay, with Arabs person, and to realize again, like I knew before, he is a human being like me, okay? He is not the one that pulled the trigger. Why to be angry with him?
All of which might just mean that the only sane place in the Middle East right now is a hospital.
This is what we try to show to society, that it's possible to live together. I'm not naive. It's not going to be solved soon, but I think it can show the way for the future.
Since we left Hadassah, the hospital has treated more than 30 victims of political violence, Jews and Arabs.